Hi everyone. So we were in the plumbing segment, sorry, toilet segment, toilet area. So before this, I told you about the wet area and the dry area. Now I'm going to tell you about the electric points, electric basic requirement in a toilet. So let's start from the entrance itself. So while entering, you have to have a dual switch outside your toilet, and you should always have your geyser switch outside your toilet, so you don't have to go inside. And then otherwise what happens sometimes, if there is an electric flow going on, if something is wrong with the electric connection, then the current passes through the switch also. So if it is inside, if it goes wet, then it's very like risky. So for that reason, for the safety and for the reason that it's little kind of convenient also, so that you have the switch of your geyser outside your toilet whenever you're entering into the toilet. And you have to have a main light connection that has to be dual switched, that you can on it from inside also, and you can operate the same lights from outside also. So that is while entering. And once you enter, first you have the wash basin in front of you. So wash basin, everybody has a wash basin mirror, right? That's the standard. So you have to have a mirror light, so one mirror light, and there has to be two plug points of 16 ampere. You'll have to research a little. Whatever I tell you, like 6 ampere, 16 ampere, this I cannot explain you, I cannot show you every time that what is, like, how does it looks. This is the power supply of that particular slot, because some devices, electronic devices, whatever we use, like hair dryer, straightener, trimmer, some are 6 ampere also, and some plug pins are like 16 ampere also. So for that reason, you have to have two 16 ampere plug pins near your wash basin vanity, correct? And your WC, now comes your WC, right? Near WC you have to have one, at least 6 ampere or 16 ampere, hardly matters, because that's what is for charging. Because early in the morning you have used the phone at the night and you forgot to charge it, and you're in little hurry. So once you go to toilet and you want to mail or like whatever it is, some people have busy schedules, so for that reason you have to have a charging point there also. So if they forgot to charge their phone, they have a slot, they can charge it from there. And now comes the shower area, and within the shower area you will have a electric connection point of the geyser, and that is for the wet area. And for the dry area you have to have an exhaust point also, that covers entire toilet. The vent of that exhaust is like it's planned in a way that it covers the wet area and dry area both. But if the toilet is little big, then what you have to do is you have to put a separate vent into the dry area also, into the wet area also, okay? So, and these are the basic electric requirement of a toilet. And after this we'll come to the lighting segment. See, in lighting you'll have a mirror light that is required for your mirror, and you'll have a main light. One is completely focused for your dry area and one is completely focused for your wet area. When you're not using your wet area, then why you have to switch on the light of your wet area? For that reason you have to two separate connections for them. Or if the toilet is really small, then you can have one single connection and you can put two lights also, that will work for entire toilet. But when you have a bigger toilet than the regular ones, you can have two connections for them. So this is the lighting requirement. And one more thing, you have to have proper lighting in your toilet, because some people like the dim lightings also. You can have that also, but then you should have dual options. You can, if you want the dim lighting to be on, you have the option for that also, and if you want the bright lights also, you have the option for that also. So this is the lighting requirement in a toilet. So I told you the electric points requirement and the lighting requirement and the separation of dry and wet area. Now come to the partition. When I say dry and wet area, there has to be a partition between dry and wet area. So this is a major chunk that many people want to cover but are not able to, because some people can afford the glass partition, and some people don't, and some people feel it little risky also. Some people are like, we have senior citizen, how if they lean on the glass and the glass falls away? That is a very common fear for everyone. That doesn't happens, but then still, if people are more cautious, therefore like family members and all, then you have a option of shower curtain. You can put a shower curtain, but then I have seen many people, what they do is they put the shower rod in a perfect height, that is like almost 7 feet, but then they forget to cover the skirting or the floor area. One more thing I forgot to tell you, that within the dry area and a wet area, you have floor level difference that should be minimum like 10 to 15 mm. Okay, minimum I'm telling you 10 to 15 mm, so that if somebody is going, if it is like 1 inch, you feel a sudden, the mind takes little time to adapt. And when you have guests at your home, they don't know that it's a ½ inch gap. So, and anyways, water will, when you give a slope towards a direction, and when you have a minus level area, this is 0 level, and when you go below that 0 level is minus level, and when you go above to that level is called plus level. So when you have a minus level, so from now onwards, whenever I say minus or 0 or plus level, you know, right? So when you have a minus level, anyways water is going to go through that area. Anyways, water needs just hairline gap to transfer, to like flow wherever it wants. It just need hairline gap. So we are giving slope and minus level also, so water is going to that area itself. So many people, what they do is they put the shower curtain at 7 feet height, but then they leave 5 to 6 inches from the floor area, so that the water sprinkles, right, that becomes very clumsy. So it takes out no point of dry area and wet area. Wet area should not disturb the dry area at all. For that reason, I'll tell you a simple solution how to put a shower curtain for that. You in market, we know there are vacuums, right? Vacuum we put in the legs of, like I have seen in many small restaurants and like that, they put the vacuum plastics. You have cone kind of vacuum plastics, you just glue them in the legs of your table, and you just vacuum a glass top in that, so it doesn't move from its place. So you get the vacuums like that also. What you have to do is you have to stitch, or you have to get stitch, or you just have to glue the vacuum to the floor area of your shower curtain, and you just have to vacuum that in different distance, in like in certain intervals of your floor, so that the shower curtain sticks to your floor, and after that there is no point that water will go outside that area. And you have to put the vacuum only the area which is not operable, and the area from where you are going to enter the shower curtain area, you don't have to glue that vacuum into that is operable, and the water will not go from that area. Because if this is the shower curtain I'm talking, so if this is the adjacent wall, you'll be having the shower panel here, right? So this is the operable area. It means you'll remove the shower curtain from here and you'll enter here, and the shower head is anyways projected towards this area, so you are right here. So the water will sprinkle maximum to this area, and it's not going from this area. So if you're not putting the vacuum here in the floor also, that will work, no problem. So this is a small tip to deal those clients who don't want shower like partitions or anything like that. And the easiest solution, and it's very traditional too, you have a bathtub and then you put a shower curtain over that place. That is a very traditional way, but then you have to, again, some people have knee problem and all everything, so for that reason it's like recommended and not both, according to the client's requirement. We cannot impose it on someone. So this is a small like suggestion for those who want to use a partition, for those who want to maintain a dry and wet area but they cannot go with the glass partition. Okay, so this is the partition area. And wait, let me see, I have just prepared the points because I just can't recall the stuff. Yeah, flooring is a very important part in toilet. The first point we have to understand is when there is a plain surface, like there is no friction, so it's skiddy, it's very plain surface like glass, mirror, they don't have friction in them, right? So skid and anti-skid, you get both kind of tiles in market. You should always prefer anti-skid tiles for toilet. And when there is a wet area, you can have wooden floor, wooden decks also, but only for those area where you have the glass partitions. Because if you have curtains also, it's like some people can manage that vacuum thing very clearly and some people can't. And when it's a wooden or deck area, then definitely it is going to be spoiled. So for that reason, I would not recommend wooden flooring in the toilets. But for those who have proper partition of glass, they can use a wooden or deck floor. They look very pretty and they look very good also. And rest of the people, we get anti-skid tiles. You should always use anti-skid tiles. And tiles, I'll tell you, wall tiles, I have seen people using in a very pathetic way. The tiles are for convenience, they are not a part of you can say, people have started using it at design. I understand that you can use it in your designing, but you cannot use it as a design. You can use it in your designing, and using it as a design is something very different, right? You're completely dependent on tile for your design. That is not how the way it works. So the wall tiles has to be full height ceiling till full height in the shower area itself, and rest, when you call it a dry area, then why you have to apply the tiles on wall? And if you want to apply still, the standard height is 3 feet. Up to 3 feet you can have wall tile, and after that let it be wall or like wallpaper, because anyways water is not coming to your dry area. Then why you have to completely apply that wall tiles till the ceiling? That is like you're cutting the corners. You don't want to design the rest of the wall, or you don't have that vision to design that wall. That's the reason you found it very easy to just paste the tiles from floor to ceiling and say the client, yeah, this is the way how we design the toilets. No, that is not the way how you design the toilets. Okay, so you have to know that when you have a separation like dry area and wet area, so when you have dry area, you have a lot of scope to design your toilet. I have used wallpapers also in many of my clients' houses, and they look very beautiful. So yeah, this is the specification. And some people, if they don't want it, then you can convince them, you can tell them then that it's of no use that applying the tiles from ceiling to flooring. But if still it comes under your designing pattern, then of course you can go with that. So yeah, I think for toilet this much information is good enough. And further, when we go we dig into little technical stuff more, then I'll tell you how to maintain the slope, how to check it through the thread and everything. But for now, I think this is good for the toilet subject. Yeah, bye.